Well, we get ready for our next bout. Another Olympian, Olympic silver medalist Rocky Juarez in his first professional endeavor as he goes against Pascali Adorno. Juarez gave us his thoughts on winning the silver medal.
Coming out of the Olympics with the silver medal is something that a lot of people don't get to do, that even go to the Olympics. So I accepted it, and I'm very proud of what I accomplished throughout my whole amateur career. I joke around telling everybody that I put my silver medal on my rearview mirror, but you know, the truth is I leave it at my house. I have it stashed away somewhere where no one can find it. And basically whenever someone wants to see my silver medal, I take it out and I show it to them. I'm very proud of it. Basically because a lot of people don't get to see the silver medal, and kids, they look up to it, and I think I'm a good role model to kids from my neighborhood, from my city.
Well, he proudly wears that medal everywhere. And here is Olympic silver medalist Ricardo Rocky Juarez. Tremendous credentials. The 20-year-old Juarez from the north side of Houston. A controversial final bout in which his opponent was cautioned 9 times by the Russian ref, but not penalized a point. The ref was suspended. And this is a proud moment for Rocky Juarez, who went 145-17 during an amateur career in which he won numerous titles, including the gold at the U.S. and World Championships. That loss to the Russian of the Olympics ended a 68-fight win streak. He is perhaps the most talented American boxer from the 2000 team, and he predicts, very matter-of-factly, a world title in just 3 years. Bobby, even though he was very successful as an amateur, is his aggressive nature in the ring, which you should be seeing shortly, more suitable for the pros?
Well, you know what? Aggressive nature is suitable for both. In the amateurs, just being aggressive gets you points. In the pros, you have to be an effective aggressor, and he is very effective. The judges will like that, and the fans will love it even more.
He is a crowd pleaser who does not waste his punches. There he is, Ricardo Rocky Juarez. Let's take a look at his opponent. 18-year-old Pascali Adorno from Juarez, Puerto Rico. His third pro fight, 2-0, both 4-round decisions. 41-13 as an amateur. Began boxing at 12, one of 5 children. His older brother, Omar, a Puerto Rican champ who represented his country at the '96 games. The scouting report on Adorno, Bobby, more of a boxer than a brawler, but he loves to mix for good fights. We'll see.
Absolutely. You know what? There's an old saying, you got to be in it to win it. Never more true than in boxing. If you can't get in it, it's going to be hard to win it.
And with that, let's take a look at the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape. Juarez only.
Time we present our next featured bout in the ring. 4 rounds of boxing in the featherweight division. Once again, it's all brought to you by Main Events and Showtime Championship Boxing in association with Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. Our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside, we have once again Harold Gomes, Melvina Lathan, and Frank Lombardi. And introducing to you once again the 3rd man to the ring, our referee in charge of this bout, Johnny Callis. All right, fans, here we go. Featherweight to the ring and about scheduled 4 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing white trunks with gold trim and hailing from Morovis, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 123 pounds. He is undefeated in his young campaign to the ring with 2 wins and no losses. Introducing Pascali El Gato Adorno. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner in this 4-round attraction. He is wearing red, white, and blue trunks and hailing from the north side of Houston, Texas. He weighed in at 125½ pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2000 Olympic silver medalist for the United States. Tonight, he is making his professional debut, introducing Ricardo Rocky Juarez. Once again, it's Johnny Callis, our referee in charge, now to give instructions.
Gato, Rocky, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Above all, obey my commands at all times. Corners, on Gato, from here down is a low blow. On Rocky, from here down is a low blow. First command, touch gloves. When the bell rings, come out fighting. Touch them up.
Final instructions from the busy John Callis, working again. Rocky Juarez, very polished, excellent skills, aggressive, in-your-face mentality. He's strong, likes to work inside and throw hard body shots. Meanwhile, Adorno, very quiet, unassuming, from a humble, hard-working family in Puerto Rico. He's won a pair of 4-round decisions since turning pro in January, his first fight on American soil. Now we're set. Round 1 scheduled for 4. These are featherweights. Juarez, I said, really loves those hard body shots, but he also knows how to use the right to the head as well. He could really become a fan favorite in the pros. And we'll see which is his favorite for fighting a southpaw. If it's the left hook or the straight right hand. Fighters tend to get choosy. Me, I like the right hand, but the left hook wasn't bad either. So Juarez starting off against a fighter with the southpaw stance. Juarez fighting for the first time without the headgear. That includes sparring. And he feels that 3-minute rounds as opposed to the amateurs' 2-minute rounds are no factor. He's always sparred 3 minutes. But he does feel he has the pro style. Calm pace, picks his shots, likes to go to the body. He has sparred with Orlando Canizales and started in a pro gym. Nice left hook there by Juarez. Didn't really land it perfectly clean, but it was off the temple. Adorno showing no ill signs. Adorno told us he hasn't seen Juarez fight. He knows he's very aggressive, of course, but he says so is he. He says he's tough and likes to fight and box. Extremely quiet young man, Adorno. Hardly said a word during our meeting with him yesterday. Had his head down, very shy. And here, jumping on Adorno with a left hook to the head is Juarez. Well, I'll tell you what, Adorno has come to fight because he's not afraid of the punch that Juarez has, and Juarez can punch. Juarez going to the body and upstairs as well. Juarez pretty good upper body. He looks to outpower his opponents, wear him down with those left hooks to the body. He said in the amateurs, well, you look to score points to the head. You go more to the body in the pros. Right now, the southpaw style, a little confusing for Juarez. That pawing left hand, right hand by the southpaw Adorno, kind of like the Europeans do, causing some concern for Juarez. Pascali better be careful. He's swinging very wildly and opening himself up for a countering shot by Juarez. Body shot with the left hand by Adorno, but it was soft. Had no impact whatsoever on Juarez. Juarez is very strong. And there was a right hook. Both of these fighters staying to the body pretty consistently here in the opening round. Merely a low blow by Adorno, and Juarez really digging in. Fighting on the inside against Adorno. Juarez able to score again. Adorno missing wildly. Some of those are getting in, but most of them aren't. Nice double right hand by Juarez. Very effective. I thought he hurt Adorno, but Adorno sticking his head right back in there. Adorno telegraphing that flailing right. Very again, a nice right hook there to the body of Juarez. Adorno came to fight. Final seconds, round 1. Juarez looking very patient, very calm, very comfortable, doesn't look nervous at all. Here it is, pro debut.
He came out of the southpaw, right? You came out of the southpaw, you got to move to your left hand, left hook, right hand. You came out of the southpaw. He might not come out of the southpaw this round, but you know who did, right? Now you got to pick at him, pick at him. Stay up to the top, get up to your bottom. That's a good start. You're slow starting, but you can pick it up now. Jab, left hook, right hand, big space of southpaw. Move to your left hand. You understand? You got to do that. Left hand. I don't want that left hand coming down. Jab, left hook, right hand. If he's southpaw. If you don't, then you go back to your jab. Go do your basics. You understand? That's all we're going to do this round. That's all we're going to take this round. Just relax, just relax. Don't be tight. Got plenty of time. Keep that buddy.
Juarez's best punch in this fight. Good right hand that he lands against Adorno. He actually threw a nice double right hand. There's the beautiful short inside right.
Ray Ontiveros speaking with Juarez in the corner. With Juarez the past 6 years. That means since he was 14. I'll say one thing about Juarez. He already talks like a pro. Very upbeat, accommodating, media savvy. All these youngsters are terrific. Here's a pretty good punch by Adorno, but Juarez hanging tough.
Nice combination here by Adorno. Went to the body and came up to the head, and I think at awkward angles he throws his punch that Rocky Juarez a little bit, I don't know, out of his motion, out of his rhythm right now. He seems to be looking for something, and I'm not sure what.
Juarez in a sequence where he's a bit out of sync, a little off balance, but let's see if he can regroup here. Good body shot by Adorno with the right hand. He's making Juarez miss, but he's not making him pay as of yet. Juarez with a pretty good uppercut on the inside of the chin.
Right now, the strength factor for Juarez, he's physically stronger, can bull Adorno on the inside, but from the outside, Adorno has been effective several times.
Again, that right uppercut continues to score to the chin by Juarez. Missing wildly with the left hook, Juarez, but able to cover up defensively and not get tagged. There's that jab now by Juarez. Follows it up with the right hand to the body, and that got the attention of Adorno.
The left hook to the body is what hurt Adorno. It really did. You can see the look on his face and the sort of the bounce out of his legs. It just disappeared.
And a straight right hand right on the head of Adorno, who looks stunned all of a sudden. Very confused. Juarez beaming with confidence now.
It was definitely the left hook to the body that started this, Steve, and that right hand is not doing any favors for Adorno.
Big round for Juarez. Swarming all over the Puerto Rican. Juarez with a slashing right cross to the head. The very polished 20-year-old Juarez from the north side of Houston. Oh, another right hand by Juarez to the head.
And you talked about a minute ago, he's throwing his punches wide and very open, and he just timed him in the middle of that right hook. He caught the right hand.
It didn't take long for the Olympian Juarez to solve Mr. Adorno.
Juarez, whether it's through his corner or through his own, made the adjustments from the first round, which was a lot closer, and now it's domination.
You've got to like what you're seeing here in Juarez, taking his time, being very calm and patient, and he just ate a pretty good right hand, but then he answers back with a right.
He sure did, but you're right. He's not getting overexcited. He's not punching himself out. He's trying to measure his opponent and slowly wear him down.
He's fighting like a seasoned pro in his first professional fight. The final set.
The new breed.
Yep, indeed. Round 2 now in the books.
Okay, Doug. Okay, now you begin to pick up apart. You begin to pick up apart. You're doing good with the body shot, but you're not consistent with that body shot. Look up a little bit. You're not consistent with that body shot. I want you to jab. I want you to break left, Rocky. He's still a southpaw. He's still coming southpaw. I want you to break left. Keep that body. Don't throw so many punches. Make him count, son. You understand? I don't want that Peter Pettit fight. I want you to make him count. Jab, solid jab. Relax, relax. Now, when he gets in, you break into the left, shoot that body shot. He doesn't like them shots. You understand? Let's set him up with that for right hand. Okay, we're going to do it? That's all I wanted this round. It was a good round. Relax, relax. Slow down. Who's the top?
We're going to watch it. There's going to be combinations coming from both sides, from here to here. What happens is Juarez comes and digs one right up under here, right in the underneath the rib cage, and this really, really hurts. Watch the face of Adorno when he gets hit. Look at that look on his face. You can see the pain. He's trying to mask it.
Round 3, Ray Ontiveros in the corner of Juarez telling Rocky, don't throw so many punches, don't waste your energy, relax, throw those body shots, set up the right hand.
Yeah, he said too, he said you have plenty of time, don't worry about it, just work slow and work properly. Round
3, it is scheduled for 4 featherweights. second round.
Okay, no punching, no punching.
He rocked.
Sit back. Way to go. Way to listen.
Adorno.
I'll be surprised to see he's not gone right back to that left hook to the body yet.
Juarez told us he didn't see tapes of Adorno. Feels sometimes they're not necessary. He really does talk like a pro. He said he once watched the tape of a German opponent when he actually fought him. The guy fought a different fight. How many times have we heard pros tell us that?
Yeah, sometimes it's happened. I've done it myself where I've zeroed in on one thing and a different guy shows up and it takes quite a while to make the adjustments.
We are in a working corner to the right of us. Our immediate right is the Adorno corner, as you can probably hear Victor Ramirez incoming.
This wild right hand, left overhand left by the southpaw Adorno. Landed on Juarez. Had a little more success in this round, Adorno, but not a lot.
Juarez stalking Adorno. He just won't let him off the hook. But Adorno's game. But he's missing. Missing with that left hook. Good duck under move by Juarez.
Let go of each other. You can work.
Adorno being trained by the head coach of the Puerto Rican amateur team. You see he's got certain skills, but certainly not in the league of Rocky Juarez.
Adorno, you see, too, he wastes a lot of energy. He swings wildly, misses, separates his arm from his shoulders from his body, takes something off his punches. Has a reasonable defense and some nice range, and I think has potential if guided properly.
Juarez taking the starch out of Adorno with those heavy body shots. And he continues to make Adorno backpedal as Juarez presses the attack.
Right now, little cat and mouse feelers with the jab. Southpaw to righty. Jabs meet. Both looking to load up with a power shot.
Occasionally, Adorno will score to the body, but those punches don't seem to have much steam behind them. There's a good right hand by Juarez. Missing though with that combination. There's no pop behind those Adorno punches.
You see, they're long range on the tail end of punches that are separated from his body, and there's no power left.
As we head to the bell, round 3, with 1 remaining.
Time.
Exactly. You're not listening to what I said. I want you to go to that body. You got to just set him up with a jab. You can break into the left of the body. And this guy does not like body shot. You can't stay in there with this guy. You understand? You need to go outside, box this guy, and break in. He's putting his weight on you. All you do is carrying this guy's
Corner, fourth and final round. We're going to touch him up in the middle.
Okay. One of the signs of good young pro, working the body, comes up top and digs that left hook to the body and the right hand. There's that left hook again. That's the one that hurt Adorno before. He really is trying to stay to the body and mix it up and down. A little later on, you see the measuring with the right hand. Again, tries to throw it to the body and comes back with the left hook. That's a mark of an accomplished amateur making the transition, staying with body work, not disregarding the body.
As mentioned, arguably the most talented American fighter from the 2000 Sydney Games. They touch gloves for the 4th and final round in the pro debut of Olympic silver medalist Rocky Juarez. And you hear the chants in the background of Rocky. But as mentioned earlier, not named for the fictitious movie character played by Sylvester Stallone, but for the great Rocky Marciano in tribute to him.
Keep him out in front, guys.
Real name, Ricardo. They want more body shots. You may have heard Ray Navarro's saying to Juarez. Set it up with the jab.
They're both kind of measuring and hesitating, There was a couple of misses by Juarez and a couple of misses back by Adorno. Very awkward style for Juarez to face in a pro debut.
Juarez 145-17 as an amateur. Lost in controversial fashion in the final to a fighter from Kazakhstan. I told you earlier that tragically passed away in a car accident New Year's Eve. So he had to settle for second, Juarez.
One of the things Juarez is not probably following enough of right now is his jab. If he comes in behind a double, even a triple jab, instead of just a single jab, he might be able to close that gap and get inside with his power shots, which we see he's trying to do, but not quite accomplishing.
Halfway through the fourth and final round.
Getting a straight right hand to the body, staying with his body punches.
Sticking to the plan. Rocky Juarez. Juarez making Adorno miss. Little quick trigger right hand there by Juarez.
A nice lead right hand, but no left hook behind it. He had Adorno's head up in the air, but failed to follow up.
The final minute of the final round. Is there anything that you would like to see Juarez do more of here?
I think just coming in behind a double, maybe even a triple jab here. What he has to do is shut down the distance. There's a long arm and a little bit of more, not just reach, but height by Adorno, and he leans out. So he adds to that. He needs to step in, get Adorno off balance, and then unload with the power. He has the strength. He's just not getting close enough to land well.
Good body shot with the right hand there by Juarez.
And he followed with the left hook, but didn't come upstairs, and I thought that it might have been real effective. He did get Adorno's hands down.
Adorno trying to slither away a little bit on the slippery side there. Adorno able to elude some of those shots. As we hit the final 10 seconds of the last round.
They banged heads right there, Steve.
Let go of each other. Oh, nice job.
And that's it. Rocky Juarez against the southpaw Pascali Adorno of Puerto Rico, and looks like an easy decision victory for Juarez. So overall, what do you think of Juarez's performance?
I thought his performance was very good. I thought he stayed with his body plan most of the fight. He maybe lacked on the jab just a bit, but he threw nice combinations. And you know, the opponent he had here was a very awkward fight for the first fight. Pro debut against a difficult southpaw that's very rangy, wiry.
You heard him in that one body shot.
He's got a strange style, though. It's very hard to explain to people who have never been in the ring that guys that lean like that have them long looping shots, wide, wiry shots that come from any angle. Very hard to combat.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this installment of Showtime Championship Boxing, part of the Showtime free preview weekend. To continue viewing exciting world title action, exclusive Hollywood hits, and critically acclaimed original pictures and series, order Showtime by simply calling 1-888 Showtime. That's 1-888 Showtime. Well, it was showtime for Ricardo Rocky Juarez tonight here at the Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut, as he awaits his first professional decision, doing some posing for some of the ringside photographers. Very engaging, affable, likable young man out of the north side of Houston, Texas. Loves kids, wants to see himself as a role model, and says, don't worry, I'll have a world title in 3 years. Let's get it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Malvina Lathan scores the bout 39-37. Judges Harold Gomes and Frank Lombardi both score the bout 40-36. All three in favor of the winner in his professional debut, Rocky Juarez.
So a memorable night for Olympic silver medalist Rocky Juarez. He makes his pro debut in successful fashion, defeats Pascali Adorno of Puerto Rico. Just 20 years of age, Juarez, and the man considered by many as the best of the 2000 U.S. Olympic team, and is on his way.
I thought it was a clean shutout, Steve, but one of the judges actually gave a round to Adorno.
Coming up next, you will see 17-year-old junior welterweight hotshot Juan Diaz as he looks to remain undefeated, taking on Brad Jensen. We'll take you into the dressing room of Juan Diaz at age 16 a year ago. Was too young to qualify for the Olympics, so he turned pro. He's compared as a fighter to a young Tony Ayala, El Torito. Diaz has that baby bull quality, not yet physically defined, as you'll see, but he's only 17. And And there he is doing a little sparring, getting ready. Young Juan Diaz. We're set for post-fight reaction from our last bout. Let's swing it on up to Tim Smith in the ring. Tim.
Thanks, Steve. We're standing here with Rocky. Rocky, have you ever thought about just dropping the Y from your last name and just go with Rock? Because you did a lot of body work. You were demolishing this guy to the body. Started in the second round.
Well, the guy was tough going into this fight. He surprised me big time going into the fight by fighting southpaw. I was expected to fight a right-hander, but you know, I went in there trying to look for a knockout in the early rounds, and then I noticed the guy could take a punch. You know, and it made me feel like I couldn't hit hard, but you know, the guy had a solid chin, and I give him a lot of credit, and he came out to fight tonight.
Okay, did you have any butterflies? Was there any nervousness making this pro debut tonight?
As a matter of fact, I felt good coming into this fight. I was ready, great condition, prepared. You know, I was happy. You know, it was exciting for me having my first pro debut. But you know, things didn't turn out today. Yeah, I'm happy. You know, I came out with the victory. I didn't come out with the knockout, but the guy was a very tough opponent. You know, he had a tough chin, and he came out to fight.
How different was it for you to fight without the headgear for the first time?
It was different, you know. I got headbutted a couple of times. You know, that was the part. You know, those headbutts, you could feel them. The guy was pretty good, and it was somewhat alike, but at the same time different. Going 3 minutes and smaller gloves.
It seems like you paced yourself pretty well, and you're a guy that stays on a guy when you fight him. But it seems like you did come out with a nice pace. Did you accomplish some of the things that you wanted to accomplish?
I accomplished everything I wanted to do today, and that was just get the victory. You know, I didn't get the knockout, but I got the victory, so I'm happy.
Okay, successful start for Rocky Juarez here tonight in his debut. And back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Showtime. Thanks, Main Event.
All right, Tim, and thank you, Rocky. And like Juarez, I thought that Adorno was going to come out as a conventional fighter as well. I asked him at yesterday's meeting, are you a righty or a lefty? He said he was a righty. Trying to pull a fast one, Bobby.
I guess so, Steven. You know what? He never actually answered you. The trainer answered.
Well, he didn't say a word. That's right. The trainer did all the talking. Maybe he misunderstood. Anyway.
I didn't even know he had teeth until after when he smiled.
That's right. All right, let's check the online scoring results from our last bout. There it is, a shutout by the fans at home in favor of Olympic silver medalist and now professional Rocky Juarez. If you took part, thanks for your participation. The online voting will continue with the start of our next fight.